ordered pairs, graphing, axes, horizontal, vertical, definitions you need to know. An ordered pair is a set of points, a set of coordinates on your x-axis and your y-axis on a graph. The x is the one that goes left and right. The y is the one that goes up and down. X is horizontal, y is vertical. We write the x part first and then the y part. One way that might help you to remember this is that you run to the tree, and then you climb the tree. So you run to the tree, you go left and right, and then you climb the tree. You go up and down. And you can't climb the tree if you're not next to the tree. You have to get to the tree first. So that on our axes, you will have your negative numbers and your positive numbers. So the negative goes to the left, the positive goes to the right. That's for your x-axis. For your y-axis, just like a thermometer, the positive goes to the top, the negative goes to the bottom. If, for example, we are counting by ones, one of the things that you need to know about this is that the distance between each of these numbers, each of these lines that mean the numbers, has to be the same distance. So I've made that distance there, I need to make it the same distance over here. So I have -1, -2, -3, and if I wanted it to go further, I could take up more space on my board and make it go further. Going my up and down, I have about 2 fingers between them. So I put 2 fingers between each of them. So that way it's the same distance. So I have -1, -2, -3, -4. So if I wanted to plot a point on this, if I wanted to plot 3, 4, my x is 3, my y is 4. So on my x-axis, I count over to the +3. Notice there's no negative sign there, so it's understood to be positive. So I know it's going to be somewhere on that dotted line. On my y-axis, I count up to the +4. Don't want this because that has a negative sign. I want this one because it has the positive sign. I put 1 dot to represent that ordered pair. That, right there, is my 3, 4. And I get rid of any extra lines that I drew to help me find where that dot should be. And that 1 dot is my 3, 4. Let's do another example of that. -2, 5. So my x-coordinate and my y coordinate. How far do I go left or right? Comma. How far do I go up or down? So x is -2. That's telling me that I want to go to the -2 here. And I know that my dot is going to be somewhere along that line. Y is equal to 5. So I find my 5 up here. And I know my dot is going to be somewhere along that dotted line. Where my dotted line for my x and my dotted line for the y equal, that's my point that I want to graph. Get rid of my extra marks because they're very distracting. And I label that point as -2, 5. So that point is plotted up there. Notice that they're on different sides of my y-axis. One of the other things that you need to know is what quadrant these lie in. So looking at my quadrants, most of the time we're dealing with positive numbers. Positive x's, positive y's. So my positive x and positive y is going to be my first quadrant. You can write that as Q1, or you can use Roman numerals. And then once we find that quadrant, we count backwards, we count counterclockwise to find the next one. So there's my second one. So I can label that with Roman numerals, or I can label it as Q2. The mathematically proper way is to use the Roman numerals. So my next one is the third quadrant. And my last one over here is the fourth quadrant. And if you're not familiar with Roman numerals, the number 4 is written as IV. You need to learn which quadrant is which. And then one more thing that you need to learn about this. This point right here, where the two axes meet up, that point is 0, 0. So I go left and right, none at all. I go up and down, 0. So the point is labeled as 0, 0, and it has a special name for it. It's called the origin. And you need to know what that means also.